So you're in for a treat today. As you can see, I'm very rich. There's a lot of cars. You cannot rent these cars. It's impossible to rent them. It's impossible to rent a house like this. I invested in Bitcoin. I think I'm up about $15 right now. I also got an Amazon drop shipping course from YouTube. Great class. So now I'm offering my master class for the low price of $1,997. Okay, scratch that. I'm just kidding. We're gonna talk about how to make some money as a musician. It ain't easy, but it ain't hard. Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody? It's Track Sounds here, multi-time Billboard charting music producer and music marketing expert, here to talk about how to make some money as a musician. It can be tough, it can be discouraging. As you can see, in this big old studio I got, I've had to increase my revenue as a musician just to pay the bills here. So I appreciate it if you like, comment, subscribe, help me pay these bills. I do really appreciate it. But I do have a question today before we start. What is your ultimate goal with music? What is your ultimate goal? Simple as that. Let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it. Having big goals and small goals along the way definitely help you. But let's get into the topic you want to know, how to make 50K as a musician. So my first bit of advice is watch my video about what you do when you have no fans when you're releasing music. If you're new to this, you have a few fans already going forward. Let's talk about how you can actually get some income off of this. The first way, usually being the biggest for people, is streaming and sales of music. So we'll go into Ditto here, who is a music distributor. They have a nice little music streaming calculator that I'll put up above, obviously. We're gonna talk about what happens if you get 1 million streams on Spotify. $4,300 basically. See what happens if you get 1 million streams on Apple Music. $7,300, getting a little better. What about Tidal? $12,000, that's pretty good. They pay the slowest and they probably have the smallest base, so unfortunately that doesn't help you much, but they do pay the most. Amazon Music, $4,000. Let's see what YouTube is. But wait. All right, maybe this YouTube thing isn't for me, but we're gonna keep doing it. So if we take a blended average, let's just round it up, say we're at 5,000 for 1 million stream average. If you get 1 million streams every 3 months, you need 333 streams per month. That was fun to do. If you can get that many streams until you have 25,000 fans, you're gonna need to average about 13 streams a month from each fan to hit about 20,000 total for the year. This is also without any regular sales, just straight up streaming averages. So you can get some sales from dedicated fans. This definitely will help the increase of that. The big key for this is building up your catalog over time. So you have multiple songs that are always streaming, multiple projects over time. If somebody finds you new and they go to your catalog, they can go through the rest of your catalog. This just takes time and to keep releasing music and to keep believing in yourself. There will be a lot of different overhead costs as well, production, marketing, different things like that, but building relationships with producers, and don't be afraid to lease beats. Producers always blow their budget buying tons of exclusives. And even as a producer, I'm telling you, lease beats is probably in your best interest. A lot of the biggest songs, Old Town Road, it started off as a lease. They can work it into being exclusive of yours if the song gets big enough. Don't blow your budget on exclusives so quick. The next thing you need to do is you need to get your merch in line. This will take a little bit up front to get the designs that you need right. You can use Fiverr.com if you don't have a good graphic artist yourself, or use Canva if you want to try to design your own. You can go find somebody that prints up shirt and get a whole bunch of them made up and probably be sitting on them and waste a bunch of upfront money. My advice is to go to teespring.com. They allow you to not print up anything up front. You can print as you go. So if somebody orders, they'll be able to print it up and ship it out, and they'll handle the customer service back end for you. You have a smaller return on your investment. You will not get as much when you sell shirts, but you will not have to give up a bunch of upfront money, whole things like that. A lot of times I've done shirts, I sit with a bunch of them and then I have to give them out for free. The return is about $12 to $14 per a shirt or item that you do on here. Say you release 3 pieces of merch through the year and you get 500 people to buy each 3 pieces. You're looking at about $18,000 in profit. You can do t-shirts, vinyls, coffee mugs, posters, all types of stuff. Yeah, there's different returns on each item, but these are ways just to get your head wrapped around it. You can make a hoodie, has a higher profit return. Coffee mugs have a lower profit return, but all these things too help your branding and your image. And if we say you make about $18,000 a year, that's pretty good when you're a musician and there's lower overhead on it. The next tip is to make your own page that is a real community for your fans. This could be a Patreon. You can even do an OnlyFans. Trust me, it is not for just what we all think it is for, even though I don't mind it. Bandcamp, there's a few other ways you can build up some additional revenue. You could put behind the scenes content, exclusive interviews, exclusive remixes, exclusive songs. Let them pick what your artwork is. Any way you can get them to feel involved as a fan, give away free t-shirts, free shout outs, anything else that you can really build up your community. This could bring you an additional revenue stream. Say you get $25 from over 250 people that just through the year, that's over $6,000 additional income that you could be making and building up a community of people that really, really are becoming super fans. The next tip I got is try to land TV, film, and sync. I just made a video about it. I'll link it above. This is a really crucial one too because it helps with branding a lot, but it is a lot of residual income, especially if the song plays on a lot of different shows that get a lot of spins. You can make upwards of $2,500 to $5,000 additional just by landing a couple placements through the year. Use my tips and tricks on how to land some placements and really try to focus on where you can get your name in and how you can meet some of these music directors. The next one is probably the most lucrative once you build up enough fan base, and that is touring or shows. Don't be afraid to find your local promoters, local bars, local places, anywhere around your area, and see who is booking shows, who is doing shows in the area, and don't be afraid to reach out and contact with them. You might have to do a few free shows. They may try to get you to pay to play, which I don't necessarily agree with, but there are a few instances where it may be worth it if you have the budget. Build up a few free shows, and then eventually you have enough fan base, you might be able to get paid for some of these shows, or even book out your own venue and book your own show and get paid off of shows like that. I know a lot of independent artists that do their own shows, and it's way more profitable for them once they have a good fan base in their city or a few cities. They're not splitting stuff with promoters and they're just doing it themselves. You can make an additional income from $3,000 to beyond. Say you do 5 shows for $600, that's $3,000 for the year extra income, and you're also able to sell your merch, CDs, different things at those shows to even raise it up more, get content, put it on your page. Shows are a win-win all around, obviously, and I'll make a video about how to get more shows. The next one that you don't need to sleep on is songwriting, doing features, or helping people create their own projects.
You gotta let me get on this one, bro. This shit's crazy, bro. I killed this whole.
You start to build a little buzz and people start to see how well you're doing with your marketing, your songwriting, things like that. Don't be afraid to sell your services, reach out and provide your services. You might have to build up a little branding, or you might have to build up a track record of helping people like this. So you might have to do a few free things. But if a song does well or anything else like that, you'll get publishing, all types of other, master royalties, all types of other things that you could be looking forward to as extra income. So if you are lucky enough to do some of the things that I mentioned and get it to work properly, you will be making about over $50,000. But that doesn't mean necessarily you're gonna bank $50,000 because there will be some different marketing costs, production costs, things like that. So my next advice is pick up a side gig of either learning how to do graphics, learn how to make your own lyric videos, learn how to mix and master, learn photography or film, anything like that you can find an avenue that you're still involved with music to make connections, but you might be able to make some money and save you money if you become a good enough graphic designer that you don't need another graphic designer. You don't have to pay somebody to do it. And also this helps with your networking to be able to bring in more people to your brand because you can help bring value to them. This is one of the biggest keys to being able to network is bringing value. This is just a few things that I see a lot of successful independent artists do to make a living off music. There's quite a few other things that you can do to make money, but these are just the basic ones that you can expand on. Let me know in the comments below if I missed anything or if there's a couple things that you're confused on and I'll maybe expand on them for you. I really appreciate you checking me out. Same thing as always, I gotta pay these bills for the big old studio I got behind me. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time.